Alright, let's make sure the microphone's working. Alright, afternoon everybody. Get a little bit of Madden here going on. This is using my version 5 sliders I've been working on. I'm just going to go through just really briefly what the findings are and kind of what's being worked on. You'll see a lot more gameplay, of course, triggering animations, etc. That's really the focus. QB accuracy at 30 for the user and 20 for the computer. And the reason for that is simply I had it a little lower for the quarterback accuracy for the user for a little bit there. Found that really struggled at throwing, making really bad throws that NFL QBs, third stringers could easily make, players on waivers, etc. So just bump that up a bit. Computer, when you lower the accuracy, you're also going to lower the type of routes. So they're not going to go for a bunch of 4 verts the entire time. You're going to see a lot more type of curl routes, kind of playing for the down that's required. Inching away, dump off passes are safe. That's pretty common. The tight end is, in this day and age is pretty important. They're like big receivers, and so they're going to get a lot of the ball. But not to the point that it's overly done. Just depends on game plan. Pass block at 40 for the user, 30 for the computer. Pretty obvious that you need plenty of push on the offensive line by the defensive line. So for the user, it happens pretty much automatically. Feeling like a 50 really plays more like a 40, and 30 for the computer, or even the 30 plays closer to like a 40 for the computer, because there's such a disadvantage for the user for some reason. The computer just seems to just hold their blocks a lot better, a lot more patty cake animation that you'll see. So definitely reduce that, and I've brought it up since a couple of versions now. So next value, receiver catching at 45 apiece. Nothing changing there from what I've had it for a minute now. Just reduces those one-handed catch animations, but still allows them for some spectacular play that's definitely needed. Run blocking stayed at 50. No reason to change this yet. I have thought about lowering it in some cases, mainly because players get up the field just a little bit more. And sometimes when they get up the field a little bit more, they do it a little too early, and actually leaves the running back or the receiver on a screen pass to be more exposed. So, but this paired up with the tackling value that I've changed actually works out pretty nicely. So I've kept it here, and this also lets some of those outstanding linemen who have superstar abilities to stick out as well. Fumbles at 55. This was kind of a complaint because there was just complaining about fumbles in general, especially on superstar abilities when that was set to on. The reaction was to raise this as high as possible. I didn't want to raise this too high, so 55 has been a nice balance paired up with that tackle value at 48. Pass defense reaction time, this hasn't been changed. Who knows if this is reversed or if this impacts anything. In my opinion, when you raise this up too much, like I'd say about above 55, you start to get issues in which they overcompensate, and then they're only looking to react. And sometimes it's a little manic, especially paired up with some of the coverage issues that Madden has in general with this 20 version. So it kind of just makes it a little bit worse. So I haven't touched this as much in terms of the versions, but I definitely, if you guys know me, I definitely have tested it all the way, from 5-point integers. I think I've had the Madden for one of the longest time in terms of the slider guys, because I've had it since whenever the early access, and I'm on Origin Premiere on the PC, so I get it, for forever basically. So I've definitely tested the full range of things. Interceptions at 25. Lowered this because they were going for interceptions a little too often instead of deflecting the ball. Kind of old school legacy issues with Madden. But on top of that, you didn't want every single pass being intercepted, but you also want some more brick hands as well. That can happen in real life. So, just a comment. Gaming Within. Hey, Reaper, how's it going, buddy? Hope the cruise was fun. These are the same ones that are listed. This is my version 5. Hey, Luke. I will definitely be doing a video of PES 20. Honestly, you might see a PES 20 stream shortly after this stream. Really loving PES 20, and I wanted to leave my comments just a little bit until there's gonna be something coming out, and I don't want to spoil it, so I don't want to do a video just yet on that, but I will shortly. Tackling. Oh, sorry, I didn't cover. Yeah, I covered pass coverage. In the same vein of pass defense reaction, basically the same way. I don't want to go crazy with this value. You guys know me again. I've definitely gone from 0 to 100 on this, and If you guys don't follow him yet, Sim, FB Ball Critic, I can't think of it. I just call him Sim for as long as I've known him. He did a fantastic video comparing the values at 0, 100, 50, etc. And seriously, this pass defense reaction and pass coverage, they really don't have that much in terms of impact. They don't have like triggering animations or anything like that. The one thing I would say with pass coverage, if you go to the extreme low value, I went as low as 0, 1, and then 5. You'll start to see some issues in which the old school Madden 19 legacy and probably even 18, where the defenders just keep their back turned on the end zone, and so easy curl pass touchdown. So really have left this alone, especially with the coverage issues that Madden 20 has in general. Like I've said, I don't want to overdo it. I'm going to use other values such as speed disparity, aka threshold, to compensate for that. Tackling at 48, you can see they're pretty uniform all the way across. Really the only things I have for the difference is accuracy and pass blocking. Other than that, pretty much uniform across the board. This way it makes it easier for me to start getting into a Madden All-Pro set, possibly just to transition right into it. In terms of tackling, 48 apiece. This was a recent change, and this was really just to get more wrap tackles, more gang tackling, more finishing tackles, second tackles, etc. Not just one-on-one heavy hitter tackles. And so that really was the focus. And it can probably go down more, but I don't want to go way too low where they're just shedding blocks like crazy or shedding tackles like crazy. So 48's been a good value. I know you can make it just a little bit, if you really want to dive into penalty sliders, you can and get some more wrap-up tackles, but it's a tough balance, especially with the superstar abilities as well that are just another variable when you're creating sliders. And so you can't be so loose and approach it the same way, because those superstar abilities are a big variable to consider this year. Next values are just field power at 50, accuracy at 48, punt power 46, accuracy for punting at 48, and kickoff power 50. Pretty self-explanatory. I feel like kickers in general should be able to get plenty of power. For me, it's not really about power. It's more about height. As a former attempt, I was a semi-pro kicker. It wasn't fantastic, but I did it, and I was terrible because I couldn't get any height on the ball. I'm a short guy. Really tough to hit the ball really high if you're not super flexible. And so height is more important for me than anything, and any kicker will tell you that too. So Madden, again, just kind of does that, not even get above the goalpost sometimes on the height. It goes mid-level and barely clears sometimes. So accuracy is also important. Moves the marker as quick as possible. The computer can probably use this bumped a little bit more lower, because they do make a lot of them, but it just depends on the situation. It's going to be paying attention to that as well. Punt power 46 is really just so we can get enough players downfield to block. I might even go lower on this, because I've seen many times the gunners just they kind of just give up as soon as the ball is punted away, and they kind of just stop. So I've left that be at 46 for now. We'll just have to kind of pay attention. And then the rest of the values are pretty self-explanatory for the special teams. Injuries, 50. It's at 10 and play now, and then when you go into franchise, it's 50. So I just kept it the same. Fatigue. The main thing with injuries at 50 is I just love the variety of injuries. You see, your starting running back may go out for maybe a quarter. He may have just muscle cramps. You've used him too much. Your receiver, your linemen, both offensive and defensive linemen. It's pretty fun to watch. Fatigue at 50. I had this for the longest time at 55. The reason I dropped it down is because simply it was being used kind of a way to kind of instill some realism in terms of mental fatigue, physical fatigue, but that element just kind of slowly went away because the coverage issues stood out. There was kind of more jogging around, etc. So I really just struggled with that in general for myself. And so I've just left it as is. So minimum player speed threshold, I've mentioned this, is at 85. This is the disparity. This is another kind of discrepancy with Madden. There's different terminology for the same thing on Play Now and in franchise. So minimum player speed threshold has been at 85. And the reason for this is simply because I wanted to get the coverage tighter, just like any, kind of NFL game that you'll see. Because, it's not like college. It's not like when we were working on the NCAA sliders where we kind of wanted to open it up. I was a little guilty of that a couple times in NCAA testing, et cetera, because I would kind of make it too tight. And then so, every play could be taken to the house. But NFL is a little different, higher quality, throughout all the positions, and these are the best of the best, and so I had to really focus on getting it tighter. And pass coverage is just number one for that, and this is why that value is at 85, because I did start this as low as 35 and worked my way up significantly. Offsides, these are the penalty values. I'm not super big because I know plenty of penalty values and what they can do and how many different elements, how many variables it can bring. The main thing with penalty values is there has to be a corresponding animation, and a lot of these don't have animations that get triggered. So some of them do, and those are the ones that I adjusted to a certain point, and some of them I just left alone because I let the other sliders play out for them. Offside at 35. This is really a new development. This is just what I've noticed when I played around with lowering this. Is the concept is players are going to get away with basically being on the opposite side of the receiver, meaning essentially they're going to play their man a lot better because they're going to be so much tighter and so much closer. So even if you see pass coverage issues, they're still going to be there close enough to recover. They're still going to be offsides. You can still run on the opposite of the line of scrimmage or get called if you're breaching that. But it's mainly to support the reaction without actually modifying the reaction value. So, and that's it for the main menu. There is one actually defensive holding. This one is at 50, but actually it's wrong. It needs to be adjusted back. I've played around a little bit with this. 2 seconds. Let's see here. Because these are the only two ones. Yeah, so defensive holding should be 45. The longest time I had it at 50. The main thing with this is the reason why it crept up over there is because I imported this from the main menu. And if you import it from the main menu, there's no defensive holding in the main menu. It's only in the franchise menu. So that's something I make note of in the sliders as well. All right, so we're going to switch back. I've been using a lot of the Broncos, even though I'm a Chiefs fan. Kind of unfortunate, but I wanted to try out the rookie over there, Drew Lock, who plays for my favorite college team, the Mizzou Tigers. There we go. All right, so let's get into it. I've talked enough, probably about 10 minutes now. Sorry about that. Let's go into it here. In terms of the superstar abilities, I'm paying attention to them. They're not like a huge concern of mine, only if they impact gameplay in a negative way. But I do think it's a cool thing. I've warmed up to it, and for the longest time I was not using it. I'll let this play out, and I will be right back on the mic. Alright, let's get into it. Computer versus computer, I actually haven't played much of that. I've been wanting to see if anybody has. These are built just for user against computer, of course, so. I use coach suggestions just kind of get me moving along here. Test a whole bunch of games, and so I just have to keep moving. So we got Dak. Nice thing I like about the tackle is just the smoother animations in tackling. But there's still a lot of times in which you'll see some kind of one-on-one big hits. But it's about how they finish them after. And even though that was a big run right there, you see in the next run on the little counter, it's not super successful. It varies. Hey, big. Sorry for you Twitch guys, I'm trying to read those too. I'm multi-streaming on Twitch and YouTube for you guys, so it should be a pretty good game. I think, even though Eagles, I think in this franchise aren't doing too hot, they just took control of Dallas here. Slant plays are pretty well done, well defended as well. Sometimes the linebackers like that kind of get caught up. 2 seconds here. All right. A quick plate. Ooh, no huddle break is different. I didn't expect I would like it. Reaper, sorry, I just saw your message, buddy. Yeah, 20's a lot better. Animations are smoother. More variety. You don't have to really worry about like giving the computer, like feeling like you have to give the computer a lot of what is it? Like effort, you know, like for them to have a good run game. Like you don't feel bad if the computer doesn't have a good run game, because they will burn you up. I'm gonna try a little screen here. There's a thing with lowering the pass block, the screens are a little tricky, and that with increasing the disparity scale. But you can still do it. Just kind of, you can be under pressure. Like that. See? Sometimes you just kind of, instead of moving directly backwards, you kind of move down and to the left. So at an angle, essentially, would be better. But that was, yeah, that wasn't very good. Chris Jones on the punt for the Cowboys. I feel, Jedi, that, yeah, the no huddle breaks definitely been better. I thought I would miss it in the sense of just like it being slower instead, but it actually worked out all right. All right, so let's see how we do here. shared backfield's realistic. I know that certain subs or schemes that you're going to play are important. I haven't really paid attention too much on that. And they're so kind of like those one-on-one. The Twitch name's just the same, Matt 10. I usually, when I stream, I'll stream to YouTube and Twitch. See if we can get something going there. Yeah, he stepped up instead. See, they're running 4 verts there. The thing with these sliders, and kind of the only thing I'm really looking at, I've seen it low consistently, is kind of some low yardage, low scoring, but it all works out in the end. Just have to keep an eye out. Just need more sample size to put across this. Oh, not by the punter. That's a first. Haven't done that. Best return so far, but the punter. That one move. Oh man, that's funny. Lower the tackling if the punter's going to attack you that well, right? That's funny. Oh, he came out. Right. So we had that early one, which was pretty good. Let's still try. Try some curls. Oh, not a good throw, but good adjustment there. Probably covered up a little too soon. That's okay. Need a good play action clip. We play to Whitman. Murray's on the left. Shoot. That felt pretty covered there. I'll say that's something with this year's, the computer coverage I think is decent compared to the user. It's mainly the user coverage that kind of gets stuck once in a while. Play action with the low pass blocks can definitely have some issues. Here, if I can find Amari on the left, I've got Cobb, I got Austin streaking. Ball, and he caught it. Nice catch by Cobb. I switched off from looking at Amari. The Jedi over at Twitch now. That was a lucky throw. That was tight. That was a good one though. I just caught Cobb there in the corner of my eye because I was looking at Amari, but he was well covered there. All right, let's see. Oop, tripping over each other. Oh. The delay on YouTube to Twitch, is it bad? On Twitch, I'm not even in. I think I've got it paused, and then yeah, I've only got the chat popped out. Network should be good though if I'm on Google Fiber. Alright. Let's see if we can hit a slant here. Cooper, unless he's held up. Got him. Nice. He's too good on that. released pretty easily. Which 17-second difference. That's understandable. It's probably Restream as well that I use. Prioritize, I think, the first one I put in, which is YouTube. Alright, let's see if the Eagles can do anything. Oh, I should message. There we go. Nice tackle. Really like that one. Just to cover on this basic. That's that finishing tackle I want right there. It's like you make the run, drop them once, and then give them time to recover. So like, just I won't do too many of these replays unless I see something. But just kind of the animation that I look for is just really simple. Gets hit first, and then just a finishing tackle, but you know, still enough that it goes that right way into his momentum. Try this again. Expect some drag routes, I think. Oh, nice play. That was a nice play. The important thing is he was there. Good coverage overall. And this is when I'll just check coverage all throughout. I like to play a lot of man, mainly to see coverage. But if we look at it from this perspective, kind of look across the entire field, see if there's anything crazy. No, it's pretty good. Pretty good. Just, you know, we started off giving him plenty of cover there. We're just going to look throughout. Good push off. I think he gets caught up here. Who's this, Woods? Yeah. Woods gets pushed. Yeah, he recovers, though. That's nice. Good play. All right, I promise we won't go into too much replays. What are we doing here? Get him, get him, get him. Yeah. I actually did a guess on that one to run up the middle. I thought he was going to do that, so I got kind of lucky, but could have gone over the top if it wasn't a play action. I think he would have been all right with a simple drop back. Good risk. I'm going to press on this one a little bit. Uh-oh. Nice. Good tackle there. Alright, let's show a little zone. Oh, I didn't pay attention. Time flies. To him. Uh-oh. Over the top. Nice play. What happened there? First time I've given him in the zone, I think. Yep. Just got beat. That was alright. Alright guys, sorry about that. Check on the little baby. Yeah. Sliders at Operation Sports. Awesome, Brian. Thanks for checking them out. Armor and swords is pretty amazing. Really good stuff with him too. Oh, what happened there? Oh no. Is it pass interference? Figures, and nobody could tackle him.
That penalty is declined.
That's kind of like what happens. Those are kind of cool. Like, those are really hard hit tackles that are just terrible, and he just spins away. Gotta like that element. My issue was like my controller got stuck, and so I was trying to switch off to the defender. Go figure. Nice play. Nice touchdown. But I like Armor's approach a lot, and I think he does really good, kind of getting a lot of feedback and a lot of just. Oh, what am I doing? I'm not thinking here. Stop, Matt. Okay. But he gets a lot of community feedback, and you know, he does a lot of testing. And watching guys use his sliders, it's really fun to watch. It's usually pretty solid. I think overall, a lot of guys that create sliders come up with really good stuff. I think that's kind of, with Madden compared to FIFA, like, you're going to get a lot better sliders just because Madden in general is pretty solid. And I think what I really focus on is like one certain area, and then I try to solve it. So use that to kind of, that's really what I focus on. I don't necessarily create sliders just to further improve the game. I usually adjust sliders because I have to compensate for something else, which is usually, like pass coverage issues. So then I have to go down a path here of certain things. And then you just kind of notice like little things as you play more, like what can be improved, etc. Let's see what he's going to do. Cooper's got him beat today. 7 for 7. They haven't been easy completions. Some of them have been dump offs, but Amari's got him beat today. Yeah. Just hitting that route a lot better. Yeah, Reaper, I plan on playing some PES 2020 later. I'm really liking it, and I'll give my thoughts as I play. Let's do a little more. I gotta keep testing Amari's side there and kind of see how he's facing. I think he might. Probably not the best play, actually. Let's just see what happens. That win right there. That's not the best throw. It worked. It's nice having a big tight end like Jason Wynn right there to test with, just to kind of see like how much like space he takes up. I'm not running well. Another play action here. It's covered. Ah, crap. Not well done there. I guess the sack's better than throwing a pick. Could have had Amari or Witten there open. I'm gonna try Cobb over the top. I'm gonna cut Williams here. Oh, that's going to be a pretty one. I think I had a couple other options there. I wanted Cobb to go deep, but I could have waited, but I felt the pressure. Not the best play.
Chris Jones on the punt for the Cowboys.
Let's see what the Eagles do. Step in there. Oh, caught it. Had it, and then he deflected it back into him catching it. I think it was Zach Ertz. Yeah, that's good coverage overall. Is that? Who is that? Ioka. Sorry, my controller sometimes has a mind of its own on the PC here. Yeah, it was a good play. Could have went for the pick. Everybody's held. Good tackle. Oh, yeah. There's your injury. First injury of the game in the second quarter. That's pretty good. That's pretty average, I would say. That was a big hit on him, too. I like the little limping animation in the cutscenes. And it's not just going to be the computer that's going to affect it. I'm sure we'll get an injury at some point. Oh, coverage was tight there. That was a nice little play. He's right on him. That's just a good throw. He couldn't do much else. And that's kind of like what I want to see with coverage. I want to see them close there, but not to the point that they're ahead of the receiver. And that's a big tackle. Something's got to change here. This may not be the answer. Not getting much penetration either. That's a nice play. That throw wasn't perfect, but it was still worked out. Nice little route. Just lost him. Basically in their 2-minute offense here. Oh yeah, he might go deep on this one. Get him. There we go. No! Thank you. There we go. Usually would throw it away there. He's outside. Is he outside? Yeah, he's definitely outside. He should be throwing that away, but that was a pretty quick, hard hit. I don't think he could have thrown it past the line of scrimmage. It's a good play. I think the coverage was pretty tight, that's why. Yeah, let's see. For the most part, pretty good. Everybody's staying with each other. Then gotta see what happens on the play action. I think it was a play action, yeah. Only bite was the linebacker? No, the safety. Alright. And that's fine. Good play there. Ran with them. Stuck with them the whole way. I mean, some of those routes are easier to cover, of course. Right, so here we're just going to drop into a zone, see what they do. Oh, he's open. Got him. That's what I saw. That's twice now he's gone over the top when I've been in the zone defense. Just got beat. Safety help was late. I mean, that's nice. You just got beat. And we look at the replay on that one, too. Yeah, Jones here passes him off. I like the touch. You know, the main thing that I like about that defensive holding is just they brush him off just briefly. Gave him the outside. Had to be a perfect throw. And safety help was just a little late. Nothing wrong with that. But, you know, he still has only missed one pass. He was pretty conservative before that. There we go. Oh. I'm sorry, guys. I do like to look at coverages, obviously, because that's like the whole purpose of everything here. So just to see what this looks like. And that's the defensive holding value being at 45. That's the animation I try to trigger here. It's just kind of more hold up at the line of scrimmage. More, you know, defensive. I can't. My controller, I swear. Just a little bit more animation of just kind of holding on just a little bit longer. And it just gives just enough time for them to react. And the only thing I'm considering for version 6 is probably the reaction slider, just taking a slight bump. So there's an emphasis for just a little bit more deflection. But this, you know, this is trying to go for a pick, which I have no problem with. But that's a hard pick to make. Two hands right there. It's probably a little clipping somewhere, right? Yeah, it's Madden after all. EA. Not bad. Not bad overall. The animation was good. But see, that's the defensive holding animation. Just a little hold. You can get away with that in the NFL. Just enough to make it, you know, where these aren't like lifeless defenders. DBs have to, you know, a little bit more pride in what they do. There we go. Nice play. Now we're putting some pressure. What should we do? Every time I've done with the zone, these games beat. Let's go, man. Just gonna stay with it. Oh, he's playing up. Throw out. Oh, what a play. Oof. Thanks, Daniel, man. Appreciate that. That's kind of the whole focus I have, just animations. Animations to me is like the confirmation of logic. And see, that's neat right there. And a tackle value of 50, you may not see that. He like dips underneath him and just kind of using what I called in the sliders, just like more stick skills in open spaces. And we're just going to see that again because I liked it. But it was just after, you know, it's all about momentum, you know. Here I thought for sure it looked like a screen of some sort that was going to happen, but that didn't work. And we got pressure, but just enough for him to make a move. Had a curl route up there on the left that was being well defended. I think it would have been because he was right on it. Maybe just a little extra momentum the wrong way. But here too. Yeah, see, he still sticks with them, even though it's the coverage issue in some cases. But here's pretty conservative. Had him, you know, no spot through the middle. Maybe over the top with some touch. This is just a nice route. Just a nice route by Jackson. And here, you could say he should react quicker, but like he's got his back turned, so there's no psychic DB. Probably shouldn't be turning his back that soon anyways, but it does look like a streaking route, but that's just a nice animation, a nice little stop route. And then from there, it's pretty much you have a superstar like him in open space. Whoop. And then just let it happen. Good stuff.
Go.
Get him. Oh, fumble. There we go. That's the one. That's the momentum. Oh, it feels so slow. That was a big hit. Big hit. And that's not an unrealistic fumble either. That's on his blind side. No chance. That's momentum right there. He was looking right. He could have found him on the out route there. But before he knew it, before he could even put his arm back, he already had somebody. And who actually caused that? Was that, what's his name? Vander Esch? Oh yeah, big hit. Like how Sean Lee just got completely upended here. Oh, ouch. Let's see, I think he was probably trying to get to Ertz here. Yeah, because we went all out. What I like as well is you can see, because that defensive holding value, it's just going to hold him just a little bit longer. And he would have held him for a while because he doesn't know the ball's out yet until just now. And here it could have been played. Obviously, that was what it looked like. It's going to be the initial play, and then we get look at the hit. Just on his blind side. Yeah, I think if he had done a quick snap right there, quick throw, I mean, he'd still be in trouble. And then just blindsided him there. Really nice. Good stuff so far. Haven't seen any significant things that need to be changed. Still upset I got tackled by the punter earlier on that punt return. Should have gone for a touchdown. Comes right back on that. That's terrible angle. And they're both going towards the sideline. Uh-oh. Caught us out of position here. Just stay on, man. It's catching us again right when we're doing it. It's okay, though. Alright. Calm down. Into the baseline. Got him. Another drag. There we go. Alright. That was 4th and 2. Thought he got over. I don't know if they're calling that. It's like a field goal. Alright. Did I not change it? My bad. Oh well. 63-yarder in the dome. Oh, there you go with the accuracy. That's pretty much it. You know, that's why. That was the end of the half, too. Somehow it's only touchdown separates them. Back over to coach suggestions here. Let's put a little pressure on him. We're going to go all out here. Set the tone. Oh, crap. Oh, good. He ran into his lineman. Smallwood. I wonder if, what's his name? Stayed injured. We're going to keep it going. see if I've learned my lesson. I'm going to assume they're going to go for a short route here, so I'm just going to stay in cover 2. See if it goes over the top of the spin doing. There's a short route. I knew it. Not well executed for the most part. And let's look at, I noticed a couple things there. Let's just look at the zone coverage. I know he threw it pretty quickly, so we're not seeing everything, but that's not bad overall. Yeah, that's not bad. He could have gone over the top like he's been doing, but I'm putting enough pressure on him. Alright. Let's see if we get a return. Oh, I think we got it again. I pushed forward on the right stick instead of the left. That was nice. We've been cutting in nicely on those. Alright. Let's send a message here. Let's go. Cooper's been beating his man all day. I'm going to see if he can get a chance to beat him long. Unless the safety helps, then I'll dump it off to somebody else. Oh, I got him. I did not see that. Did not go through my progression on that one very well. No. Nope, had two. Yeah, that was dumb. That was dumb. Alright. Let's move upfield sometimes. Oh! Gotta go upfield, Matt. He had him blocked off, but I just kept going left for some reason. Oh, man. Cox is feeling it now. Nice. Nice, Kane. Appreciate it, buddy. Good seeing you, man. I tuned into your stream yesterday. Actually, I didn't get to watch it live, but I got to watch the archive. So thanks for doing that. Oh, I got him. Oh, no. It's a terrible throw. For some reason, I thought I sent Amari on a streak, but he was on the comeback. It was Austin on the other side that was on the streak. See? User error. That cost me. Had him too. Had him. Can look forward if you get to stream with him, man. It's been fun. I was hoping not to do like so much to sliders this year, but the coverage stuff just needs to be addressed and some wonky stuff. The big thing for me is, oh, nice, awesome, man. Cool. Appreciate it. I'll definitely be tuning in. I want to see other people play with him because I watch my good friend, his Black Lightning 3. It's Escobar, Slick Escobar on OS, and he always streams him. I love watching him play because he's just better. He makes better decisions than I've ever made in my life. Yeah. Come on, somebody. There we go. Good push off. Let him catch it. He had the run. And we're just going to look at this just super quick. I'm pretty sure there was a coverage issue. Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, it's not. I mean, he had a lot of options to go deep there. Hey, Ron. Yeah, he could have hit that. I think. Yeah, he could have gone deep a couple times, but our reaction was good here. Like, we let him. What I like here is that this is not like old school Madden where he's kind of jumping 6 feet up in the air to deflect it away. Like, it's cool. It wasn't a canned animation as well, though. I like that he looks at it. He looks at the ball. He's like, okay, I'm not going to get there, but I can find the receiver. I'm just going to push him, hit him in the air. Looks like it would be like the start of a defensive pass interference, which we saw earlier in the first quarter. Just different animation. So that was nice. And I like that the quarterback is still trying some deep routes. Oh, man. He thought, oof. Not going to give up. The blocker At one time, Austin didn't get like 20 yards. All right. Okay. Let's get a little bit more composure. Over here, Fletcher Cox is he's feeling it. That good old X Factor. Let's see what we can do to get away from him. Ah. Nice play. Or Cobb. Austin's resting. This is all Madden run. Go. Just had to wait just a little bit. Just a little bit. I think Zeke is injured. I haven't checked. I just use in Madden school and franchise you can go user management and you can switch to different characters. So I just, switched over to Jason Garrett because I'm actually using the Broncos in this test franchise. So and I just wanted to try a different team, better quarterback, because I've been using Drew Lock, and Drew Lock's been struggling, and so is Flacco. But that's how I test. I test all throughout. Who's in the backfield here? That is a little tight. That was just a little tight. Okay. Play actions look so good with those. We gotta do it. Gotta find Witten. I have not used him as much as I should. Not like the computer would. Oh, he's covered. Oh, no, I got him. Oh, that's not a good throw on the run. Not a good throw on the run there. You gotta set your feet sometimes. That's a tough throw for anybody. Yeah, Amari was right there too. My decision making has been suspect at times. This will be a nice little route if I can find him underneath. Alright, let's see what we get here. Good throw. Damn it. Yeah, Ron, these are it, man. They're in the description. This is good coverage overall, I think. Probably a mix of my terror. Why is he facing backwards? 72. Where are you going with that? Yeah, but this is overall. We're just somehow with this kind of call right here. You would think it'd just be a little crazier. And there you go. That's the coverage animation that you're going to see. And this is kind of the one that's all throughout Madden, and kind of what prompted me to really work on the sliders even more. This is what you're going to see throughout. This kind of over-aggressive trying to get to the route before they're even finished with it. But the number one thing with what I focus on my sliders is if they're going to screw up the coverage due to the bug of coverage in general in Madden 20, I want it to the point where they're still close enough that they're going to recover, and that's exactly what he does. So here, this is just way too aggressive, right? This isn't a play action or anything like that. He's way too aggressive to go to Witten of all people, but at least he's there for recovery. That's the number one thing that I wanted to focus on for the sliders. And that's why I don't touch pass coverage in the reaction. Because if you touch one or the other, this could turn into something worse. And then that's why the speed disparity is high. That's why all the other values. Number one rule of sliders is all sliders are relative to one another. And that was a good play. All right. But I'm glad that animation popped up. It's similar to the DB glitch of NCAA 13 and 14. No, not 14. It wasn't in 14. Of NCAA 12 and 13. Where your defender would just kind of bite on the play even though there's no reason for him to bite. It's like an over-aggressive play. All right, let's get in this. Uh-oh. Number one thing with this year as well, the running is so good. And somehow the computer running backs get better when they're on the goal line, when they're on their own goal line. Get him. Oh, I had him. That's a good play. No worries, Ron. They're just sliders in general can be confusing, especially just because as you get through them, they're not usually like as linear as they sound. Like sometimes they'll definitely do different things than they're supposed to. This is just right up the gut. I had him. And see, he's just played that nicely. We were in a blitz and they picked it up. Because I'm pretty sure Aloka, is this who it is? Yeah, Aloka here's... Yeah, he's playing that well. And he doesn't know that. Yeah, that's just outplayed right there. That's a nice throw as well. And what I also like is the tackle animation that comes running here. See how they kind of like run over each other, and Loka still has to decide. He's kind of like behind, but thankfully I think this is Woods. Woods gets here, and I like the tackle. It's just like a really hard tackle, but not like WWE tackle. Yeah, Ron, they're in the description, bud. And link to the sliders or to the thread there. Oh, holding. I can feel it. He's been held. That's a nice play though. Let me check if what's his name is gone. I don't have any. Yeah, there's Zeke. He's out for 7 weeks with a broken collarbone. Eagles. Yeah, Corey Clement. After game, got a hip pointer. That was towards the end of the 3-minute mark of the second quarter. Oh, this might be bad. I should call oh, but he's running. Good play. We're going to need cover 2. This is just to see what he does. If he's going to throw over the top or anything. Nope. Not a good throw there. That's again just a pressure throw, I think. What I liked about getting that pressure is just how the computer reacts. So like there you go. It's just I'm feeling it now with my team. Outside edge here, pushing. He's done that a couple times. You got Lawrence here just pushing through. Love the animation. Like if Wentz holds on to this just a second longer, he's dead. And so he's got to make a decision. Those routes are taking a little bit of time to, yeah. I mean, he could play right there, but yeah. And he's being held up over here too. I think that's Jackson. Good push off again. That's what I like, that defensive holding animation right there. Just a little push all around, just enough to get away with. Because even though you're not supposed to, after 5 yards, it's still, they still get away with a little bit. Yeah, I'm a Chiefs fan. That's for sure. I don't use the Chiefs in any digital gaming or anything like. I don't use like my favorite teams. Like I don't use Fulham. I don't use Sporting KC. I feel like it gives them bad luck. I just don't. I never have. I used the Chiefs. My very first YouTube video was on a Chiefs franchise. I don't know. I just can't bring myself to do it. It's hard for me to kind of like look at anything objectively. I'd end up doing like too many things that I would want to see in real life that maybe aren't realistic, and so I don't use those teams. This is a low scoring game. It's been defensive. Capra's got a good team. They're 5-1 in this franchise. Oh, can I get some speed? Pollard's done all right. It's just not helping him. Not helping him too much. This is where I need to get better. Okay, that's a terrible throw. That's a terrible throw. See, it said bullet pass accurate. Oh, crap. That's why you have to step into your throws. I didn't step into my throw at all. That's off my back foot, and that ball sailed. And then my controller freaked out after that. What a terrible throw. You see I was going for Amari's curl route right there. And you can see it. He's literally off his back foot with this throw. And that's me not stepping up at all. Oh, man. If I stepped up just a little bit. And I had plenty of time, too. I just saw it. I could have played underneath. He actually could have made a decent play. Yeah, so there you go. I like the Dolphins. Yeah, good side. It's been tough for me as a Chiefs fan seeing Mahomes on the cover. You guys know the Madden curse and all that fun stuff. Nice play there. Nice play there. Got to see it again. Got to see coverage. I love seeing good coverage. And it's not because I'm trying to like make bad players into good players. It's just logic, and I want them to follow logic. And that's a bad throw essentially. It's like up above, and it gives him space to to get there. Woods has had a good game. And if that throw is a little lower or more to the numbers, that he catches that. Tackle. Man, that was a defensive battle of a quarter. I think it's going to open up now. I'm going to regret this, but I need to. That was not the right play. Three-water shooter. Cover two. Oh, he missed him. He had him. I feel like our overall looks pretty good there. Let's see if anything. Yeah, he just got him beat. He had that route. And this has been a matchup a couple of times, I think, with I don't think it was it this one? No. Yeah, it was. Wait. Yeah. That's the first one I think we've seen with Brown and who was that, Jeffrey? Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's good right out of the gates here. And a turn. And yeah, he's lagging. But the throw just wasn't good enough. And that's fine with me. I think Brown is like nickel. Let me look at Brown's real quick. Anthony Brown. Speed's good. His agility's 86. Awareness is 78. Where's his man coverage? Yeah, man coverage is 80. Zone coverage 77. He's a little pressed on that one too. So overall, not bad. Just had him released there. All right, let's see if they make one. They missed the long one earlier at the end of the half. Oh, ooh. I thought he was going right again. But that's what I'm talking about with the height comment I made earlier, way back in the start of the stream. That ball, I mean, in real life, and as a glorified semi-pro kicker myself for the Central Plains Football League, if you guys ever want to check that out, that's I think it used to be called, yeah, that's what it used to be called. I don't know what it's called now, but it's basically arena football, outdoors, which is kind of sounds, kind of moronic, but whatever. To me, kicking, this is not a far kick. It's like a 40-yarder basically. Like the height of the ball just needs to be higher. Not necessarily just about power, but it's height. Like NFL kickers, they can kick, like as they reach this, it would go higher above the posts. Like that's the height they would kick. They're very flexible. Yeah, on that one, he just kept running, which will happen. He had his back turned. So if he feels the receiver moving, you know, I don't want psych DBs, and that's something I think they've done a lot better at. There's things like that that definitely need to be better overall, but I'm okay with that. Because if he's running and he's not facing him, you know, he's literally turning his back on him, then yeah, that's a good route. Good break off there, and he shouldn't be able to just know, okay, he's not there. I'm not holding on. Oh, goodness. Oh, they're trying to strip. But yeah, I agree. He could have done it quicker. But again, I don't want to make like really, you know, average players really good. Because you won't be able to separate players out. And his at 80, that's pretty, you know, that was understandable. But yeah, that probably could be better. Oh, finally we got him. Had a little bit of warping animation there on the offensive lineman. This is kind of one of the things I've been looking at as well. 71 here kind of warps, and this is like when you have pass blocking on the default value paired up with, oh my goodness, my controller, paired up with high speed disparity or threshold. See how he just kind of whoop, I'm back there, whoop, and so that's just something you're gonna get in Madden in general. But if this is on like a lower run block value, these guys don't get up the pitch as quickly. Or pitch, I'm talking soccer, sorry. They don't get up the field as quickly. But here, you know, they're basically that's just a good play overall in terms of what they want to do. The animation's not great. So those are things I just keep an eye out. That's the first one we've seen all game. I'll cut it some slack. We're going to keep running that side and make sure it doesn't come back up there. If I can make it right. Oh, goodness. Sprinted too early. Okay. Just running into a brick wall. We gotta start converting these. I don't even know what the stat is right now on our conversions. Let's try this wheel play. Got them out if they don't run anymore. Okay. Okay, nice and easy. Hold on to it. Jackson doesn't have a really big game today, only 115 yards. Witten cut across really nicely, and that was pretty simple. Little toss. That's what we wanted. Haven't made some good throws, but that was a decent one. Let's see if we can keep this party going. Okay, that's a fumble. Ah. I knew it too. Hold on to the football. That's Weber getting in there for Pollard. And that's not like an unrealistic one either. That's a strip animation, I believe. Yeah, that's a strip animation tackle. I mean, I'm totally fine with that. Fumbles at 55, guys. So we've seen 2 fumbles in this game. That's pretty good. We're not seeing like 6 or 8 the way some guys were seeing, unfortunately. And that is just unfortunate for us. They're not covering up. Uh-oh. Here we go. He's feeling it. I feel like kickers are the worst. You're right about that, Reed. I mean, it's not just weak, it's also like flexibility. It's so important as I was learning how to kick. Oh, he's got him, does he? Nope. See, earlier, if you were to watch the first half, you'd be like, oh, Robo QB is in in full effect. But if you see now, as the game has gone along, I think he's like 19 for 27. Those are pretty good stats, all things considered. And this is good coverage again. This is a nice little play action. And here's a little aggressive. I wouldn't see this is the kind of the coverage issue. Little aggressive instead of him, going more towards the guy on the sideline there. He's going so narrow. It's a little too much for me. But he recovers it because of that. All the other values that come into play with the sliders. Now here is just good. Yeah, this should have been probably defensive pass interference. It looks like he grabs him. Although, yeah, you can see it right there. And it's not defensive pass interference in terms of the game just because Madden would stop the animation like right there because the cutscene would kick in. But I like the play. It's definitely controversial rather. And he just pulls down on his shoulder pad there. Yeah, that's a nice play. Actually, I want to see it from the front. So I liked it, and let's see them interacting here. Ugh. I swear, guys, I need a new controller for my PC. I'm using a PS3 controller. Pretty good. Yeah, I like that. And he doesn't really complain. He should have, though. All right, 3rd and 3. Oh, nice play. 4th and inches. They're going for a goal line. All right. Let's see what we get here. Oh, no. Oh, wow. Yet again, Wentz has his chance. And he got it there for sure. He had a couple of guys underneath, which I anticipated. And that's just a terrible throw. I mean, that's just not a good throw. I'm totally fine with that, though. So a couple times we've seen it where the Eagles have had their chances. They've been in position. They just haven't executed. Good. Oh, he shredded that one pretty easily. Yikes. Third and 3. Oh, man. If I could do anything right. Should we try the screen? We've only done one today. We're going to do another. All right. This time I'm going to angle away. Angle towards. And not just drop straight back. See if we can get it. Throw it! Ah! I tapped it. I tapped it instead of holding down and throwing it. Chances are he probably wouldn't have got it off. He probably wouldn't have got tackled. That's just... Alright, defense, come alive again. Let's get a good punt here. I don't know about that. Yeah. Not the best punt in the world there.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
See, put a little pressure on him. Oh, he's got it. Blitzed on that side. There you go. Good play. His throw's not been good in the right spot, in those certain spots when he should. It's been kind of floating when it should be kind of more driven with that. There you go. Right as soon as I'm critiquing once he does that. Nice play. And that offense again. I'm just going to stay in this man. I feel like that's the only way we're going to have a chance unless somebody gets tired. Ah. Step. Thank you. Oof. A woozy? That was a doozy. Alright, that's stupid. Dad jokes. Alright. Oh, that could have been pass interference again. That was weird, though. Kind of went... Oh, okay. Right as his turn. Yeah, that could have been pass interference. Block out the sound on my controller? I don't know. I feel like... Can you hear it at all? It's down at the bottom and the mic's up top. Oh, crap. I switched to the wrong guy. Please go. Thank you. My controller's pretty quiet, but it's my left analog, like L3, basically like left click, doesn't work. I desperately need a new controller, or I can just put in my PS4 one, but I hate moving it around. Alright guys, let's go. Really? Oh, get it! Get it! Nice. Good play. He was there, and then he dove for it, and then... Oh man, that was crazy. That was just good coverage. Really like that coverage right there. Is that Jones? Yeah. I think it was Jones. Jones here. Good little turn right at the right time. A little diving. All over him. And there you go. I love that the hit was coming in from Woods there as well. And well, Woods kind of just fell over actually. I don't know if he would have hit anybody. That was nice. That was nice. Still some time left. We can still screw this up. Now maybe Austin can, I was going to say maybe he can return one, but he's going to kick it out of the end zone. This is like a game of just like shoulda, woulda, coulda, you know? Like, shoulda put it away early with that punt return that should have been for a touchdown, where the punter ended up tackling Austin. And we had that fumble. And then I screwed up. I screwed up on a couple of throws and threw an interception. I should have found Amari Cooper on a comeback. Like I said, just shoulda, woulda, coulda. Oh man, Weber again. Just I'm gonna press R1 as soon as he gets it. Get him, get the first down, man. That away. That makes up for his fumble. Pollard's back in. I'm gonna let this run out. Let this run out. See if we can do the right thing.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
We need to choose a clock a little bit here. Alright. Let's just finish them here. Let's go. Oh, I knew it. On the edge there. Just run upfield. I'm looking at the replay. Yeah, no, that's fine. We sealed it off, but that left the edge pretty open. Okay. Let's try this again. Oh, strip. Okay, good. Oh, and he's injured. So that's our first injury of the game. I think that will, yeah, that's our first one. That was a nasty one, too. Helmet off, never a good sign. That means Weber's going to have to do it. What should we do? Throw? Play actions haven't been good. But that's what it's saying to do. Or run. Our defense has been pretty good. We're going to throw. I'm going to find Witten high. Throw it up. dump it off if we can. Gresham's there too, hasn't touched it. Wooden's not on a route. I'm going to send him on a route. Let's see what we get. Got him. Yes. Darwin. Get down. All right. Down goes Pollard. All right, Ron, take it easy, man. Bruised ribs will return soon if I can read. I'm going to put Weber in. I don't want Pollard to get injured. Well, shoot. Nah, I'm going to keep Pollard in. It's not. I don't really care that much. This is just a test. So, not in my real franchise. It's just using a good team. That was a huge play. Let's look at that as well, by the way. Because that's Jarwin's first catch. And I sent Witten on a route as well, just to kind of overload that side. And that forced, I don't know who 21 is. Who is that? Darby? Okay. Yeah, it forced Darby to get really shallow. And then the off chance that linebacker wouldn't follow Jarwin, which he didn't. It worked out. And that's not a bad play. That could be it. Let's go. Just hold on to the football. Don't get injured. No, he's injured. What I like about the injuries at 50 is you're re-injured. Your players can get injured after they've come back in, like injured more significantly and then be out longer, which I think is an excellent thing to have for a franchise. Builds that depth and kind of team management. Okay, they're out of timeouts. Let's go. Good job, Pollard. Slowly creeping up there. Just another ISO. Third down. If we get a field goal, Weber's in now. Come on, boys. Got it. Wide open. Oh. A little cocky there. It started to turbo. I should have just kept on it, but that's okay. That's the win. That's the win. Pretty good, but I feel like the computer definitely had their chances. I had mine, but the computer definitely had theirs a lot more than I did. From the fumble at the goal line, it was a blindside. It was a beautiful fumble though, so I have no problems with that. And then a couple times, throwing wide open and overthrow. One of the defensive pass interference not called, which was kind of cool. But we did have one DPI earlier, so it kind of balanced out. And there was a time in which I did feel like it was like, oh man, he's just not missing anything. And he wasn't. I think he was like 11 for 12 or something like that at one point. And these weren't on just like dump offs. These were like good throws. Good variety in the routes. Overall, really good game. And of course, my little one is waking up, so that might be just about it for the stream. Solid about 2 hours, and about 10 hours there of break time. And I had to put the little guy to sleep, so he's already starting to wake up. If I stream again, it'll probably not be with the mic on, which is, I get to be on the mic pretty rarely. I should be making a video, but I wanted to do this and just kind of, show that I'm definitely enjoying the game. I'm not just slider labbing or whatever it's called, just all the time. I'm definitely playing it. And in terms of what I saw in this game, in terms of animations, really on point for what I'm looking for. Saw one. Awesome, Daniel. Have a good one, man. Thanks for jumping in. Good seeing you. But for one, there was some one little warping on the offensive lineman. That was just one time, and it was a pretty bad animation. But I don't, that's just Madden as well. Getting into a canned animation, basically playing patty cake, as I call it. That can probably be solved with either lowering threshold or lowering run block, but, that's a rabbit hole. And if it happens one time, it's not that big a deal to me. If he wasn't getting tackled, if my running back wasn't getting tackled and it was a result of that guy being blocked, he was well behind the play, so it was okay. But that was really the worst animation out of everything. There was one which I had to check the stats to see if coverage was on point. It was pretty good. He could have made a reaction, but again, not every player should play true to the ratings all the time. Like, you can't reach your potential all the time, and that's basically what ratings are. It's very linear, and life and sports don't work that way. So I'm okay with that. Overall, Wentz 22 for 33, pretty good, 66%. Prescott 68. Pollard getting his chance as a rookie, not bad. Smallwood didn't get much. Rookie Weber as well. Unfortunate with that fumble. Let's check break tackles. Broken tackles, only 2. That's not bad. Longest run of the day was a 15-yarder. Not bad again. So on the ground, we just didn't make it happen at times. Here, what I look for the receivers really just drops. I want to see drops, but I don't want to see like a whole crazy amount of them. Look at the computer had a couple. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3, and I had 1. Oh, by defenders. So none of my receivers had drops, so that's pretty good. I mean, then again, it's play of the average if you think about it, because my passing, I think, was under 200. Yeah, 141. So a 100-yard difference, and so I think how many attempts? Yeah, and they had more passes as well. So law of the averages worked out well with that. There are run after catch. 21, Deshaun Jackson on that one where he went underneath. Ertz got some as well. So basically the computer's getting decent. Could be higher, but I don't want it to be college level high. So I'm okay with that. Sacks, pretty decent. Nothing too crazy. Not like Madden 19 where you saw a bunch of sacks. Here I like to look at solo tackles. I like to see linebackers get those, and that is perfect. Perfect all the way around right there. That's what I want to see. See some assists as well. Total tackles are good. Woods, yeah, played really well. Tackle for loss, pretty significant too there. Now let's look at deflections. Yeah, good amount of deflections, good variety. So you got plenty of those. So that, again, you can't do sliders off of just stats. Everybody wants perfect stats, but it doesn't work that way. But overall, I mean, that's just a good game that matched up with some good stats. And then we look at the team stats here. Pretty low offensively overall, I'd say. Like, that was a lot of defense, I'll tell you. But also some bad play as well from some terrible throws. First downs were good. What was our conversion? Yeah, 45-33. See, that's not bad. Not great. Possession, we definitely dominated there a bit. Yeah, like I say, this game probably could have had a lot more open. You can see in the third quarter, nothing was happening. That was just defense all the way. Something I just have to pay attention to. If it gets really, really tight, 5 games in, I'd really consider it just to make sure we're on the right track. Could be minutes. It could be very small threshold or something like that. But this is, good amount of sample size. Thanks for you guys for joining in today and watching. Sorry I only got 1 game in, but it lasted about 2 hours, so decent amount of time. Hope you guys enjoy the sliders. Definitely check all sliders out there. There's a lot of good ones on Operation Sports, YouTube, Twitter. Don't just stick to one. Explore them. Don't go crazy though. Start your franchises. Madden 20 as a base is pretty solid. For those of you guys tuning in on the archive here, we'll have a PES demo stream as well, and I'll try to go over that. I might do that pretty soon if I can. Just got to gauge what the little guy's doing. But I do want to get one going. I can't guarantee I'll have it on the mic, but I will definitely be streaming that. FIFA 19, probably a little bit of that. We'll see. I get the itch sometimes for FIFA, but really enjoying Madden 20. And then I also, I'm also really enjoying, eFootball. I hate calling it eFootball. I'm just going to call it PES 20 demo. Probably one of the best we've seen in a while, but has some things to consider. So I'll definitely give my thoughts on that. But thanks again, guys, for tuning in today. Appreciate it, and have a good rest of your day. Have a good weekend if I don't see you before then.